What it do, lads? My name is John. This is Across the Board, and holy shit, everything has already happened for the NFL free agency, and technically, it hasn't even opened yet. I thought about making a video on Wednesday. Free agency doesn't open till Wednesday. Obviously, legal tampering opens on Monday, and yeah, it was a lot of fucking tampering. A lot. Like, everybody called everybody. The phones is working. Everyone's stuck at home. They're on the phones. So I'm going to go through some of the stuff that's speculated, just the biggest deals, and then some of the deals maybe that I thought went under the radar. So, let's talk about number one. Tom Brady is gone from the New England Patriots. What? Absolutely wild. And I absolutely love it. It's great. I'm a Steelers fan. I'm very happy about this. I'm very happy. Anyways, look, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that did this, but was it though? I'm not saying, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that did it, but was it though? I'm not saying that I did this, but I kind of did. I kind of did this. It was all me. Now, if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, I made a Tom Brady video where I made a criteria of all the things I think Tom would care about. Mathematically made an average of those things of each NFL team and what they had for this. And the number one team that Tom would sign for, if this was a criteria that he cared about, would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Where's Tom reportedly going? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're welcome, Tampa. I'm not saying that it was me and that you guys owe me anything, but also if they decide to make WrestleMania at some other time in Tampa, I'd appreciate a ticket. I don't think that's too much to ask for. I'd appreciate a ticket, maybe my hotel, flight. I live in Ohio, so flight would be a little bit. But I've been to Florida, so I know that. I'll take a Spirit. All right, I'll take a Spirit flight. It's not a big deal. All right. Actually, I don't want Spirit. I give you guys the GOAT. I don't need Spirit. Give me American Airlines. I don't even know a good airline. I'm poor. But obviously I made the video saying that Brady should sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it's the smartest option for him. The only thing that they didn't have was a phenomenal offense, and that was largely due to Jameis Winston being quarterback. They don't have a run game, for sure. They can still improve the offensive line a little bit. Sure. But they have cap space. They can go out. They can be. I don't think that they've been very active right now in free agency. All they've done is franchise tag Shaq Barrett. By the way, makes sense. You need to franchise tag him because you don't know if that production is going to continue. If that continues, then boom, he's going to get the big bag. Whatever. Do I now like Brady? Actually, I can't because Tampa Bay are owned by the Glazer family. The Glazer family own Man United. I hate Man United. Or do I like the Glazer family because they've made United shit? But Brady went to Instagram to talk about how appreciative he was of the New England Patriots organization and the fans for the last 20 years, yada, yada, yada. He gone, baby. We don't have to deal with that no more. As a Steelers fan, he has caused me misery for many, many years. And it makes sense that someone that caused me misery for many, many years would sign with the team that owns Man United. But, in an NFL perspective, I kind of love it. I said that it would be his smartest option. I kind of love it. He's got Mike Evans. He's got Chris Godwin. He's got O.J. Howard. He doesn't have a run game. He's got a very good defense. I think they were third in weighted defense last year. And he will likely have Antonio Brown be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Can we get the old school Buccaneers jerseys, though, the creamsicle? And, the logo that the Buccaneers had, why did they ever change it? It's one of the coolest logos. I want to see Tom Brady get Johnny Depp, okay? Get Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, get all the Pirates. Okay, let's do this real pirate up. The dude from Dodgeball, okay? Tom Brady starts wearing a hoop earring, does the, beard, mustache. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called. Tom Brady signing isn't the only crazy thing that happened. I think Bill O'Brien is going to be loving Tom Brady signing because he was getting roasted on Twitter due to his insane it's a bad trade for Bill O'Brien in Houston. Deshaun Watson, I feel so bad for you, bro. You're a great player. I want you to know that, Deshaun. I love you. You're a great player. But he is going to have a hard time still competing in that division when he just lost his best wide receiver. And I would probably argue the best wide receiver in the game, and DeAndre Hopkins. And I don't, like, this doesn't make sense. Bill O'Brien, why do you hate success? DeAndre Hopkins was traded for basically a second-round pick in David Johnson. You're not living in an alternative universe. I know the coronavirus is going on and things are hectic and things are wild right now. I said that right. David Johnson, a second-round pick for the best wide receiver in the game. Yeah, yes. For one of the most consistent players in the last 5 years. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I just said. Yeah. I don't get it. And we're going to go into more deals that make this deal look even worse. One of them is Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills for a first-round pick. This one was expected. Diggs and the Minnesota Vikings organization have had some issues. We've seen him blow up on guys like Kirk Cousins, and we've seen turmoil with Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs and Kirk Cousins and the whole. This one was expected. It is interesting that he did not reject that trade the way last year Buffalo Bills traded for Antonio Brown, and AB was like, "Ha! No, I'm not going to Buffalo." Diggs was going to Buffalo. Stephon, I hope you're happy with this trade, man. But be careful what you wish for, because if you're a little worried about Kirk being accurate, meet Josh Allen. Drew Brees will reportedly sign a 2-year, $50 million deal with the New Orleans Saints. Makes absolute sense. He wasn't going anywhere. Phillip Rivers will sign a 1-year, $25 million deal with the Indianapolis Colts, which I don't know about, man. The Colts just traded their 13th pick in the NFL draft for DeForest Buckner. DeForest Buckner, very good player. Very good. And he just got the bag. So he got like a 4-year, $84 million deal, I think it was. Something like that. He's now like the third highest paid defensive tackle behind Fletcher Cox and Aaron Donald. Okay. So I feel like, and then Indy also gave a 2-year, $33 million deal to Anthony Costanzo. I mean, if he wasn't going to retire, obviously you had to sign Costanzo. Phillip Rivers has been bad, though. He's been bad, and like he's been bad to the point like people don't talk about it. Like Jameis has been bad, right? Marcus Mariota has been bad, right? Phillip Rivers has been bad for a few years now. And no one has talked about it. He even was getting MVP discussions a few years ago. I didn't get it. I don't understand I think that people just like this, like, country boy Phillip Rivers, oh gosh darn it, because he doesn't cuss or anything. Phillip Rivers has always been put in place of the guys like Ben Roethlisberger. He's never been close to Ben. Close. Eli Manning, I mean, yeah, him and Phillip, you could honestly argue Phillip's a better quarterback, but Eli has 2 Super Bowls. Phillip hasn't won it or won anything close, and he is regarded in this like Hall of Fame-esque stature, and I don't understand it. And now I think that last year he played so bad that people were like, is Phillip Rivers really a Hall of Famer? Like, I just never... If I was a Chargers fan, I would have been frustrated with Phillip Rivers, my entire fandom of Rivers being there. That's just me. The Carolina Panthers signed Teddy Bridgewater to a 3-year, $60 million deal, and Cam Newton is not happy about it after the Carolina Panthers kind of just, they posted that they said that Cam can go seek a trade, and Cam kind of called them out on their shit and was like, no, this is on you guys. I didn't want to leave Carolina, so don't make it a thing where, like, now I'm asking for it. And I think that Cam's in the right for saying that. I mean, his typing is dummy weird, but he's still in the right. So Cam Newton could be going to the Chargers. He could be going to the Chicago Bears. He could be going to, who knows where Cam Newton's going to. Probably either the Chargers or Bears. I would love to see Cam Newton in Matt Nagy's offense with Chicago. That would be great. But we have to wait and see on that one. There was also trades beforehand, like AJ Boye being sent to Denver, which great job on Denver there. There was Calais Campbell being traded for basically a pack of toilet paper to the Baltimore Ravens just to get him off the books. Again, another smart move from the Baltimore Ravens. I believe they franchise tagged Matt Judon. They're doing really, really well there. The Chargers get a guard in Trey Turner, and the Carolina Panthers get a tackle in Russell Okung, both helping their offensive lines. Maybe a change of scenery will be good for both players and help out both teams that desperately do need some line help. Chargers also signed Brian Bulaga, and they're really improving that offensive line as we speak. So maybe they're not as bad of a team as we thought. And then they just got Austin Eckler. They're doing some things I don't necessarily hate. They actually kept their pick, unlike Indianapolis. Ryan Tannehill re-signed with the Tennessee Titans. I'm a little on this one. I think the franchise tag would have been better suited, but they are going in franchise tagging Derrick Henry. That does make sense, but it's worrying, man. It's worrying. Though, really, if Tennessee ends up not having the same year as they did and Tannehill doesn't have the same year that he did, it will likely just be that it will be another year of dealing with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. The Browns were very active in their free agency so far as they got Jack Conklin. Definitely needed to get a good few tackles, and I know that some people are saying that they overpaid for Conklin. Yes, probably. Here's the thing though. The Browns overpaid recently for Chris Hubbard just a few years ago. I know this because he was a Pittsburgh Steeler and he really didn't do much with Pittsburgh. They gave him the bag. So if they're at least giving the bag to somebody, at least it's a halfway decent player. Chris Hubbard, I think, had allowed 6 sacks last year, a team high 6 sacks and 38 pressures. So improving there can do a lot for Baker Mayfield, honestly, and do a lot for that offense. As they also added Austin Hooper to a 4-year, $42 million deal that makes him the highest paid tight end in the league. I think Cleveland's overpaying for sure. But when it is Cleveland, they don't have what they had last year where people were very interested in Cleveland. They've seen what happened in Cleveland. And a lot of players, I'm going to assume, are less high on being with Cleveland. I think that they're going to have to overpay. I think that it's like a C, I think. It's like a C, but like a potential to be an A. I think that the Browns still use that 10th pick, go get a left tackle, probably an Andrew Thomas or a Mekhi Becton or something like that, or a Jedrick Wills if he's there, but I don't think he will be. Go get someone like that and improve that line. And I can't say that they're going to have a good team. I can't say it. I got duped by him last year. I'm not believing any of the hype anymore. The Browns also signed Case Keenum to a 3-year, $18 million deal. Maybe a lot for a backup quarterback, but you need a backup quarterback. You can see that in Pittsburgh. The Eagles are not picking up Malcolm Jenkins' option, so he's going to be a free agent. That's very interesting to see where Jenkins is going to go. James Bradberry got quite a bit of money from the New York Giants. I think it's 3-year, $45 million. And is it like just me, or does it always seem like the Giants are paying a lot of money for cornerbacks? I don't know if that's accurate or not at all, but it feels like that. Jimmy Graham got a 2-year deal, $16 million from the Chicago Bears. It's a lot of money. I don't love that deal. All right, now I'm just going to go team by team and talk about the big deals that each team got so far. First up, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Arizona Cardinals really have only just gotten Jordan Phillips from Buffalo. I think they definitely overpaid for him. 3-year, $30 million. I think he got a little overpaid. Atlanta, of course, lost Austin Hooper, and they also lost Vic Beasley to Tennessee. I've talked to every subreddit of the NFL. Their teams, just doing an assessment season. I'll do the same thing still, so expect a video probably this month on assessing the season, just hearing what the fans had to say. And after that 2016 season, every Atlanta fan has been super low on Vic Beasley. I was really high on him coming out of college. I don't think it's ever a good sign when fans are rejoicing that a guy is gone. So Tennessee, it's only a 1-year deal, but they're taking a flyer on Vic. I can understand it. The Baltimore Ravens signed Michael Brockers to a 3-year, $30 million deal. I like this one. It's the same deal as Jordan Phillips for Arizona, and I like this one a lot more. So, shout out to Baltimore. I think that they're one of the smartest teams. Again, they got Judon. They got Calais Campbell. I think they're doing stuff right. The Buffalo Bills, they got Mario Addison on quite a bit of money. I think it's around 3-year, $30 million deal. That's a lot. That's a lot of money for a guy that's already 32 years old. But really, that deal is really just a 1 year. There's a opt-out. So on a 1 year, I can understand it a little bit more. Also on a 1 year is Josh Norman, 1 year, $6 million deal. Shaq Lawson went for 3 years, 30. Obviously, they still just got Stephon Diggs. And they got Tyler Matakevich for, I think, 2 years, $9 million. That's high for Tyler Matakevich. Knowing him from Pittsburgh, he never wowed. So that's a little high. I don't love what Buffalo has done, but I do love the Stephon Diggs deal. Carolina, they've been losing some dudes. Again, Addison, Bradbury. They got Stephen Weatherly and Justin Burris, but obviously they got Teddy Bridgewater. That's what they've spent their money on. But now they're going to be trading Cam. I'm interested to see how much they can get out of Cam. Chicago delivered the bag to Robert Quinn, 5-year, $70 million deal. Quite a bit, but I think Robert Quinn still has a ton of production left. He's only 30. I know that 30 range starts to get people scared, but I think he still has a few years left. Robert Quinn, though, seems to me like the guy that everyone really likes to have on their team. They just don't want to pay a ton of money to, so hopefully he really finds a spot in Chicago. They did end up losing the linebacker Nick Kiewit. I butchered his name. Absolutely. The inside linebacker for Chicago. They ended up losing him to Vegas. They also ended up losing Chase Daniels to Detroit. Chase Daniels actually made a pretty decent amount. But, I mean, I don't think that hurts Chicago too much. They're still in the race to get another quarterback. Hopefully it's Cam Newton. But there's also talks that, they can be bringing in a backup to kind of compete with Mitch, whether that be an Andy Dalton or, at this point, it could be Jameis Winston. Cincinnati, of course, had a franchise tag. AJ Green or Joe Burrow probably would have been livid. They also got DJ Reader from Houston to pair him up with Geno Atkins. I talked about what Cleveland did already, but they also lost Joe Schobert. I think that's a massive loss. They lost him at Jacksonville. Great job by Jacksonville. I think that's really going to hurt Cleveland. And they also lost Christian Kirksey, so they lost a lot of their leaders. They lost Christian Kirksey to Green Bay. The Dallas Cowboys, of course, had to franchise Dak, and then they ended up getting Amari Cooper as well. 5-year, $100 million deal. Had to re-sign him. Great job by Dallas, and he actually took less money, reportedly, as Washington was offering him more. It's probably smart for Amari to do so as well, because, look, you're getting 5-year, $100 million. That's a bag there, Amari. And then Washington, they got a lot of issues right now, so it's probably better to go to... I know it's wild to say Dallas is a contender, but they're still probably a contender, right? But Dallas did lose Byron Jones in the process. 5-year, $82.5 million deal to Miami. They lost Robert Quinn, of course. They lost Randall Cobb to a 3-year, $27 million deal to Houston, which I don't love for Houston. I think Houston's been bad. Jason Witten also got a 1-year, $4.7 million deal from Vegas. Really don't understand that, other than if just John Gruden's buddies with Jason Witten, because they have Darren Waller there. I didn't understand that one. Broncos franchise tag Justin Simmons, their safety. They didn't have too many people up, so this was a smart move for them. The Detroit Lions got Viotti for a 5-year, $50 million deal. Huge deal here, but the Lions need a line. Get that. They need a line when their quarterback has a broken back. They also got Jamie Collins, 3-year, $30 million deal from New England. They also swooped in and got Chase Daniels. I don't hate what Detroit's done so far. Green Bay has lost the likes of Blake Martinez and Brian Bulaga and Jimmy Graham, and only really gotten back Christian Kirksey. So not great so far for Green Bay. Like I said, Houston's been bad, man. Deshaun, I feel bad, bro. I feel bad for you. I feel bad. They also got Eric Murray, who was not good for Cleveland and didn't play a ton for Cleveland. And they signed him to like 3 years, $20 million. Oh yeah, and they traded DeAndre Hopkins. Stupid. Indy, of course, getting that Anthony Costanzo deal done, trading DeForest Buckner for the 13th pick, which, I thought they were going to go get a quarterback or whatever. It's fine. It's fine, Indy. You guys don't want to boost your future, and you guys want to go for a title right now when Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are going to just wipe the floor with it. Anyways, Jacksonville got Joe Schobert, and they also got Yannick Ngakoue. There is rumors that now they may be trading Ngakoue. They also traded AJ Boye to Denver. I don't love and they also traded Calais Campbell. I don't love what Jacksonville's done, but I do like the Joe Schobert move. He's a leader. He can be a change in that locker room, and he's a very good player. Kansas City, of course, they franchise tagged Chris Jones. Got to. But they also did lose Kendall Fuller on a 4-year, $40 million deal to Washington. KC already has some problems at the cornerback position. Losing another one, that's going to be a big deal for Kansas City. Look, I know that they're Super Bowl champions. All right, they're going to be great. They have Pat Mahomes. But in the draft, they should really, this is the time to draft a cornerback. First round. got to go for someone like Trayvon Diggs or somebody. I love that the Las Vegas Raiders got Corey Littleton. He's one of my favorite players. 3-year, $36 million deal. I thought he was vital to that Los Angeles Rams championship run that they made. The Pittsburgh Steelers, my Steelers ended up getting Mark Barron, the other guy on that side, and that wasn't what I was hoping for. They also got the inside linebacker from Chicago. They're boosting their inside. They're boosting their inside linebackers, but I didn't understand the Jason Witten deal. But this does look more and more like they'll likely go and get a wide receiver with their pick. If Jerry Jeudy falls to them, absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to guess CeeDee Lamb, but more and more it looks like that could be Jerry Jeudy. Then again, they may like Lamb over Jeudy. I just like Jeudy over Lamb. That's me personally. Chargers franchise tag Hunter Henry. They end up getting Brian Bulaga. They end up re-signing Austin Eckler. They end up getting Trey Turner. But they did lose Phillip Rivers. So it's interesting to see. Nobody knows what the Chargers free agency will look like until they end up settling that quarterback position. Rams haven't done much. They ended up losing Littleton and Brocker so far. So, before free agency has honestly started, the Rams don't look great so far, but their money is just so tied up in their big stars right now. Miami, of course, got Byron Jones. They ended up getting Kyle Van Noy as well, very good player for the New England Patriots. They ended up getting Shaq Lawson, 3 years, 30. Still don't know exactly about that, but the one that I really hate is Eric Flowers. Ended up paying 3 year, $30 million, which just every fucking deal this free agency is 3 year, $30 million. But Eric Flowers, that's a lot of money. I don't love that for Miami. Miami's hit and miss with their deals with me right now. They're paying a ton of money. They have a ton of money. But I do love Brian Flores. They also got Jordan Howard. If Miami do not end up getting Tua, I'm a little worried. Minnesota ended up trading Stephon Diggs, so they do still have a first-round pick. Really, free agency isn't going to be the area where you're judging the Vikings. It's going to be in the draft. New England have lost Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins. They re-signed Devin McCourty. They had to do it. They franchise tagged Joe Thuney. Good job there. Oh yeah, and they're losing Tommy Brady. It's a big F. Just write a big F for New England because they lost Brady, of course. I'm definitely interested to see what New England's going to end up doing. Are they going to be the one that gets Jordan Love? Are they going to trade up to try to get Justin Herbert? Are they going to trade up to get Tua Tagovailoa? Because that's interesting. They were, remember, they were interested in getting Baker Mayfield a few years ago. That could be happening. That would be spicy. Also, check out a video that I'm going to have soon with the ideal fits. I've already recorded it, but Jesus, I just can't put out these videos right now because it's just all about free agency. I do have a video about the ideal fits of the quarterbacks in the draft this year. New Orleans, man, they lost Teddy. This was going to happen. Everybody knew this was going to happen. I don't think that they're going to be the massive big spenders of this free agency, but they lost Teddy. The Giants are always active. I don't know how much I love their deals right now, but they're always certainly active in free agency. They are here. They got Bradbury. They got Blake Martinez. They've probably spent around $80, $90 million. I don't love it. And then also the Jets. Been real quiet right now. They got George Fant. That's it. Tackle from Seattle. That's it. Maybe trade Le'Veon to us. Give us Juice back. We love him. You guys don't. Also, fire Adam Gase. I don't know what to tell you guys. Philadelphia, yes, they lost their guard. Yes, they lost their running back, but they got an amazing player in Javon Hargrave. Now the highest paid nose tackle, 3 year, $39 million deal to Hargrave. I mean, this dude's awesome. You guys are going to love him. Take care of him, Philly. Glad he's still in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan as well as a Cavs fan, so I got a soft spot for the Eagles. The Steelers and Eagles really shouldn't be hating each other. We were once a team. I guess that's not true because like Liverpool, Everton hate each other. So yeah, it makes AC Milan and Inter hate each other too. So yeah, I guess it makes sense to hate them. All right, whatever. The Steelers were once a team with the Cardinals as well. Cardinals fans really hate us. We don't hate Cardinals fans. It's weird, but no, we did beat you guys in the Super Bowl. Maybe that's what did it. My team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, we have restructured some deals. We ended up getting $19 million by releasing the likes of Mark Barron, and we released the likes of Anthony Chickillo. Tyler Mekakevich is gone. Restructuring Vance McDonald and Joe Hayden's deals and Chris Boswell. And it's just really all to franchise tag Bud Dupree. I get it. I would have preferred to keep Hargrave as well, but when you do look at the depth, we have better depth on that defensive line than we do for that pass rush. We really don't have much left there, so it would have had to be somebody else in free agency, or it would have had to be draft. I also understand the franchise tag because, I mean, it's a little worrying to give Bud a ton of money right now. I think that we should actually watch him, see how he does next season before we're really talking about a long-term deal. San Francisco ended up trading DeForest Buckner for that 13th pick. I think San Francisco, great job there. And they also re-signed Eric Armstead to a massive deal. Shout outs to both of those deals for San Francisco. I think that they are doing very, very well right now. Smart teams, this is what they do. Seattle ended up losing George Fant and got Greg Olsen. Not much is really done with Seattle right now. Real questions with Seattle is what's going to be happening with Jadeveon Clowney and what's going to be happening with Ezekiel Ansah. I'm very interested to see what happens to those pass rushers. I'm going to skip a team, okay? I'm going to skip a team. You guys know what the team is, but I'm going to skip them. I'm going to first talk about Tennessee. They franchise tagged Derrick Henry, but they had to be very upset about the CBA deal because they were probably wanting to do a transition tag on either Ryan Tannehill and franchise tag Derrick Henry or vice versa. Can't do that, so they have to franchise tag Derrick Henry, give Ryan Tannehill the deal. It's not a bad deal if they can, recoup what Ryan Tannehill did previously. Of course, losing Conklin's going to hurt them, but I think that line's very, very good still, and they ended up getting Vic Beasley, but I think they may have overpaid for him just a little bit. Washington hasn't been as active. They ended up getting Thomas Davis. Of course, they got Kendall Fuller. They're usually mega active. They're usually, them and the Browns, they're the offseason champions in terms of free agency, but they never end up really doing much with it. So interested to see what else Washington's got up their sleeve. And last but certainly not least, who expected it? The big talk of free agency, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow. So, I mean, they franchise tagged Shaq Barrett. Had to do it. Again, very similar to the Bud Dupree situation where a crazy amount of production. He had even more production than Bud Dupree, certainly. But you want to see if they can reoccur that. Because if not, very, very scary to give them a big deal. But they're getting Tom Brady. This is the rumor, at least. I said it was the smart thing to do. They're getting Tom fucking Brady is going to be in Tampa Bay. They lost WrestleMania, but they get Tom Brady. Would I have done the deal? No, of course not, because I love WrestleMania. I absolutely would have. If you say right now, yo, John, you can have Tom Brady in Columbus, which wouldn't make any sense because we don't have a professional football team. Shoot, if you were like Tom Brady to the Ohio State Buckeyes, no, one, he's Michigan Wolverine. Never take him. Never do that. Never that. But also, you're going to take Tom Brady and have him as your quarterback, or take WrestleMania. Bro, put WrestleMania at the Ohio Stadium, baby. Let's go. Put it at the shoe. Let's get it. Anyways, I got derailed right there. Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay they're going to be lighting the city on fire after being able to leave the house, of course. Coronavirus, very, very serious right now. Tampa Bay fans have to just be celebrating right now. They got a ton of weapons. I don't know what's going to happen with Jameis. That's the big deal. I don't think the Tampa Bay cares right now. TB not only stands for Tampa Bay, it stands for Tom Brady. Okay, he is going to build this city. That didn't make sense. The city's already built, but he basically owns the city now. I don't know what else is really people do in Tampa Bay other than not go to Tampa Bay Rays games. But maybe now, this helps out the Tampa Bay Rays. I used to love the Rays as a kid. I loved them. Joe Madden had the mohawk and shit. Loved them. But their fans are shit. And also the Steve Irwin thing. I don't know if that's real. Was that real? I don't know. Anyways, Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. Watch out for Tampa Bay now, man. They're going to be deadly. I am certainly interested on what they do with that 14th pick, whether that is an offensive tackle, whether that's a defensive lineman, maybe a Javon Kinlaw, because, Jesus, if Indianapolis really wanted, they could have got Javon Kinlaw. Certainly it could be more, I don't think it's going to be wide receiver, but it also could be a running back. They definitely need a run game. So I'm expecting Tampa Bay to be a little bit more active after they get Tom Brady, lock him up, and get to see what else Tampa Bay can do. I'm interested in this. I'm hyped for it. This NFL free agency has been absolutely wild, and tomorrow I'll be coming with a video. I'd love to do like a live stream. Maybe I'll do that. I'm just trying to talk about all of the insane things that have happened. So Jesus, I think that now when free agency actually opens, I think that the biggest questions are going to be where Chris Harris ends up going, where Jameis Winston ends up going and where Jadeveon Clowney ends up going, because everything else is basically settled. And then we ramp up for the draft. The draft is obviously going to be not to the public. I don't think it's that crazy of a deal in terms of the public, because it certainly hurts the city of Las Vegas, similarly to what happened in Tampa for WrestleMania. But, you can watch, there's a ton of players that just watch from home. They are even, guys that are picked in the top 5 are just at their home. So we're going to be ramping up draft talk very, very soon. So I'll be dropping my rankings very, very quickly after this free agency period is done, which, honestly could be done by tomorrow. I'll still be covering, other smaller deals and stuff, but certainly much of this is done. This was my big free agency video, and everything else is really just updates. So Jesus Christ, tell me what you guys think. Tell me who you guys think are the big winners. Obviously, I think Tampa Bay is a big winner in this, if it's true. I think Baltimore has been a big winner so far. I certainly think that Houston has been a massive loser. I don't necessarily love everything that Buffalo's done, but they did get Stephon Diggs, so you kind of got to give them credit for that. So that's my opinion on this. Tell me what your guys' opinion are. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys if you guys stuck to the entire video, because this is going to be a long-ass video. But yeah, so hopefully that you enjoyed what your team has done. Dose.